My name is Paula McCourt. I'm a research scientist here, so basically what I do in the lab is I directly am involved in doing the experiments, designing the experiments, getting the results, and then communicating these results with my supervisor.
Okay.
So basically, I would, the day before, prepare my cultures, particular things that I need to grow overnight for the next day for an experiment. Then I would do the experiment, possibly collect samples, then possibly sometimes go into the computer, analyze some data, communicate the results back to my supervisor. Some days I'm involved in meetings, other days I'm involved in learning new things from other scientists. So basically when I was in high school, I originally wanted to become a veterinarian, and then I took a co-op and I realized that I couldn't see the sight of blood. It actually made me pass out. And because I still loved science so much, I decided to pursue other careers in science. So I did go to college to get my bachelor's in biology, and that's when I realized that maybe becoming a scientist was for me, because I did love working with my hands and performing experiments and just discovering new things. So once I realized that I wanted to become a scientist as an undergraduate, then I applied to graduate school. I did go to a small college, which was very personable, and you got to meet with all of the professors one-on-one and get some type of relationship with them. And then they led me in the right direction to go to graduate school, get my PhD. And I originally wanted just to go for my master's because I didn't want to be in school forever. I know it seems like it's a lot of time, but it was definitely worth it. I did then go to Drexel University, so I stayed within the area, and I decided to work with bacteria and yeast just because I love to clone genes, I love to just analyze DNA, and I just love genetics. So that's pretty much, once I got my PhD, my thesis advisor actually got a job here, and I agreed to come with him and set up his lab and basically become a lab manager here at MDL. Somewhat. It was typical in a sense that I went to high school, went to college, went to graduate school. A lot of people, I think, take a little bit of time off in between college and graduate school, but I just wanted to keep going because I knew that I did want to become a scientist. But once you get your PhD, normally you get a postdoc position, and I kind of skipped that, whereas I got this position not after doing a postdoc, so basically this is kind of my postdoc here. So that's the part that wasn't really the typical way. There's something about understanding how certain genes within people or within organisms or any type of species, how these genes interact with each other, and how a particular mutation in one gene can cause a certain disease or actually help cure that disease. And I just think it's really interesting. I love even understanding heredity, basically how a family tree works, and that's just, I just love it. I can't explain it. It's just something that I really enjoy. So basically, I think you just really need to love science. You need to love to problem solve, because science involves a lot of, there's a lot of mistakes that you experience, or there's just a lot of things that just don't work the way you planned them to work. So you also need a lot of patience with that. And you also need to just have a passion for discovering the unknown and just wanting to keep finding new things. Well, when I was in college, I thought of a scientist as a typical scientist that worked in a lab by themselves, away from outside communication, or really you didn't get to socialize. And that is one of the that's one of the things that I really was apprehensive about. But actually, just from graduate school and actually working here, I realized that you do need to communicate with a so many different people, not just other scientists, but other people involved in laboratory management, possibly people who sales rep that you need to find new products from, and so there is a lot of communication with many different people. So when I was in college, the one thing that I realized is I had this scientific techniques class, and that was the first time that I actually got hands-on experience in cloning genes, manipulating DNA, actually getting results, and that's when I realized that, yeah, I can do this. I got to grow bacteria in a culture, and I thought that was exciting. So once I had that class, then I just realized that this type of career was for me, and I could do it. Pretty much, yeah. I wasn't too sure then, but once I got my hands-on experience, it really was an eye-opener for me. My favorite part is being able to teach people new things about science that either I've discovered myself or that I've learned from other people, and I just love how people start realizing that there are new things that could come about from research, and I just love communicating this to other people. Just try to move along through it. I mean, if you really feel that it's very hard, or you think that you're not smart enough, you are. Believe me, you are. You can do it. Just try to get some hands-on experience, because you never know. You may love the science, but you may not actually like to do the experiments. So you could be something else in science. You could be a science teacher, or you could do science graphic design. There are so many different things in science that you could do except just being a scientist.